Chris, I could not believe my eyes, but I saw Voltage Valley in the subject line of your weekly brief this week. Am I seeing things, or is that accurate?
Well, you're not just seeing it in the brief, but you're also seeing it as a big story in NBC News. So like national coverage, Voltage Valley top and center. But basically the story is, and we'll link it in the comments as always, but it's Recharged, how the U.S. is trying to make up lost ground on electric vehicles. And where is the lead? Voltage Valley.
How about that? We're lots of investments. We have multi-billion-dollar investments happening here, which we've covered well on this platform. But it was great to see national exposure to Voltage Valley, and especially specifically around the LTM Cells project. And they are ramping up hiring. I am in close contact with their talent recruiting specialist, and he said it's amazing how the hiring ramp they're on to make sure that they hit their production deadlines.
Yeah. The other thing that I really find about this, and we haven't talked about this angle as much, but this article in NBC News did, and it's basically about the national security implications of the United States as a whole falling behind places like China and others if we don't get better at things like electric vehicles and some of these emerging technologies. And so, this is literally a global thing, and you're seeing it in the Valley of LG Chem, which I believe is South Korean, a joint venture with GM to build these parts. But this is a massive national security thing as well. And so it's really cool to see how Ohio companies, Ohio manufacturing, Ohio workers are playing this leading role in something that doesn't get better than geopolitics between like the United States and China.
Voltage Valley dominating the globe. So what I know there was a lot more that happened this week. What else do you have here in the brief, Chris?
Yeah, so a couple others that we have is this is a Cincinnati NonProfit, news out of southwestern Ohio. They're partnering. There's this partnership aimed at increasing Black representation in tech. So it's the Blacks in Technology Foundation, which is headquartered in Southwest Ohio in the Cincinnati area. They're doing this partnership with a national nonprofit called Apprenti. And basically, they're going to work to help bridge this talent gap, but making sure that diverse founder or diverse talent is well representative and has as much access and the ability to fill those talent pipelines. And so really cool to see a local nonprofit around some of these important DE&I issues that is working with a national nonprofit to tackle a challenge that's out there for everyone. And so this is a real cool thing to see happening out of Cincinnati.
No doubt. It's workforce development. And even I heard something on CNBC this morning around the airline industry is doing similar initiatives with pilots.
Yeah, I think it's United, right?
Yeah, United was doing. Yeah, exactly. So no, it's good to see that we're once again tackling these issues locally.
Yeah, absolutely. And so great story out of Cincinnati again. We'll go to the next one, which is statewide. This is the Choose Ohio First initiative out of the state of Ohio. They're looking to boost STEM college students. So STEM with 2 M's, so science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine, which makes sense for Ohio and all the stuff in healthcare we have. But it's a statewide initiative. They want to increase Ohio's talent pool in these areas while strengthening ties between industry and higher ed. And so it has kind of 2 goals. One is to boost the amount of students studying these in-demand fields in Ohio at Ohio institutions and helping just keep them in state, because a lot of college students, they'll go for their first job out of school to an East Coast or West Coast hub. I'm an example of that, but we don't always come back. And so just another cool initiative as we're talking about workforce, some of these big trends, and the state of Ohio is being very aggressive on this.
Yeah, I'm glad to see another M on STEM, because medicine, healthcare, there are so many careers in healthcare available, and especially physicians and nurses, right? Doctors and nurses, that gets all the press. And honestly, to be a doc these days compared to 15, 20 years ago, it's a very different dynamic, right? Where you're members of a system versus independently practicing. So I feel like the industry has almost got, had a little not as strong of a push where healthcare analytics and biotech and all the great initiatives we have in the state of Ohio with healthcare innovation. So great to see that's happening as well. We're adding another M. So then we have to add the STEAM, because I see a lot more STEAM happening with the arts. Have you, That's one that's happening here locally. STEAM.
Yeah. Well,
Science,
I guess
technology,
at least when we're talking of colleges, the STEAM with the A, that goes in probably a different part of the campus, because
right.
College of Arts and Colleges of Science being a little bit different, but that is funny and interesting. But yeah, I mean, when you talk about what obviously these innovation districts, which we've talked about a ton, huge health focus. That's a big part of it. And there's also a lot of cool things that are happening at the healthcare systems and at universities like Ohio State, where they're challenging and helping doctors and nurses and healthcare providers that are doing, the work of their craft every single day. But as they have like innovation ideas or technology ideas, helping them figure out ways to see if it's a real thing. And tech commercialization is being big. And so, for instance, I've been to Ohio State University's College of Nursing, and they have a chief innovation officer there, and his name's Tim, and he does incredible work by trying to help nurses and healthcare providers across their system realize that they're innovators too. And so they have pitch competitions. They have all these things. So it's really cool to see all of this being built up.
I mean, yeah, literally they have practical application every day. There are probably so many hacks. Each nurse has their own hack on how they run a line or whatever that, hey, that hack could be commercialized and probably, drive innovation in the industry. Yeah,
absolutely. And I know we're coming up on time, so I'll end with on Thursday, April 29th. So this coming Thursday, OhioX, we're having our first ever Tech Policy Summit. It's going to be a great gathering. Jeff, you'll be there. We have elected officials. We have policymakers. We have leaders from state and federal and local governments, tech-focused business leaders, a full day of conversation around some really cool trends and topics, and a great opportunity, I think, to get our elected officials in the same room with leaders that are passionate in building businesses, building technology, and doing great work all across Ohio. So we'll have the link for that to join. We hope everyone can attend. And Jeff, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it should be amazing. And I know Lieutenant Governor Houston, for example, further driving the internship programs. It's all about tech. And that's the future of our economy and everything, at the end of the day, it all maps back to tech. So great to see that this policy summit is happening, because it's important for the elected officials to hear what entrepreneurs and innovators are wrestling with and working together to clear roadblocks and invest.
Yep. Every company is a tech company, so everyone hopefully can get a little something out of it, because we're talking cybersecurity and workforce. We're talking emerging technologies. There's so much into it, and as you said, we have a great lineup, so it should be a great event. We hope people can attend.
Yeah, a sign up will be in the links below, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Sounds good. All right, another big week in the Ohio technology scene. Lots to keep up on. Thanks for keeping me up to speed.
All right, see you, Jeff.
Okay.